मुझे तो पता नहीं bad boys ही पसंद आते, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छे.
It happens. I think it's not a struggle, to be honest. I would rather call it a process.
She's another Seema auntie. This is auntie 2.0. Touchwood, आज तक मैंने अपनी लाइफ में ऐसा कुछ sacrifice, if I have to say, कुछ नहीं किया है.
Hi, this is Shraddha Das.
Hi, this is Nikita Dutta.
Hi, this is Aishwarya Sushmita.
And you're watching us on the Bollywood talk show.
On IWMBuzz.
So guys, when we talk about Khakee Vardi, we talk about responsibility, we talk about a lot of zimmedari, we talk about कि ये चीज़ करना है, वो चीज़ करना है, action वगैरह, thrill and all that. But whenever you talk about Khakee Vardi as well, you also have to talk about glamour quotient. And these are the ladies over here I have with me over here, जो लोग यहाँ पे glamour quotient को add करने वाले in Khakee, the Bihar chapter. I have with me the lovely trio of Shraddha, Nikita and Aishwarya. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bollywood talk show. How are you guys doing?
Very good, but हम बिल्कुल भी glamour quotient
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. You're going to disappoint the audience because there is no glamour.
पहचान ही नहीं पाओगे.
ये प्रमोशन के लिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे जितना उन्होंने वहाँ पे मिस कर दिया, वो यहाँ पे देख लेंगे ना.
वहाँ पे मिस हुआ है क्या? मुझे नहीं लगता वहाँ मिस हुआ है. I'm sorry.
She's all time 24/7 365 days वाला glamour.
Losing absolutely.
मतलब कुछ भी कैरेक्टर वो हो ही जाता है. I want to start with you. Your character जितना मुझे बताया गया, you're playing this catalyst in terms of helping Karan's character to find the main gang lord over there. मुझे बताओ, असली जिंदगी में also in general humans tend to play catalyst in many ways. Like suppose you talk about your friend likes some guy or the other way around, and you tend to
being like a wing woman.
तो मुझे कोई ऐसा Cupid वाला किस्सा बता. I'm sure you have done something like that.
Like being a wing woman. So मेरी आदत है actually सबकी setting करवाने की. So
Shraddha, I'm single, just telling you.
खुद की तो नहीं कर पाती
You
हूँ.
got the first one.
Just telling you.
There have been people who've gotten married.
Yeah.
There have been guys who've actually proposed me, and then I've set them up, say, with my sister or my friend.
That's really brutal, you know that.
No, but I mean, they were really nice guys, but because I did nothing wrong about them. मतलब मुझे तो पता नहीं bad boys ही पसंद आते, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छे थे, तो I got them like set up with my friends and my sisters. So ऐसे तो मैंने 2-3 शादियाँ करवाई है. So जिसको भी चाहिए मुझे पूछ लो.
She's another Seema auntie. This is auntie 2.0.
थोड़ा adjustment लेकिन करना पड़ेगा. 60% adjustment.
उन्होंने बता दिया already, so you already have someone. अभी बहुत सारे दोस्तों का आपने किया. Now she is the next one. And
new client.
अरे इसकी तो line लग जाएगी.
I know.
No. It's a myth. It's a myth.
It's not a myth at all.
It's a myth, I swear.
I see those Instagram comments. वहाँ पे वो myth नहीं हो सकता वहाँ.
Those Instagram comments are meant for only Instagram.
उसको उधर ही रख दो. Last time also I said कि किसी को अगर कुछ बोलना है तो you send some interesting DM to Nikita. कुछ आया था कि नहीं when we spoke before Rocket Gang?
Yeah, I'm very bad with checking my DMs. Very bad. Like a lot of people have told me we've messaged you on Instagram. I'm like I barely check it.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So आप लोग मुझे भेज सकते हो, मैं स्क्रीनशॉट.
मुझे
हाँ, so ये ऐसे करके ट्रांसफर कर.
Actually, my new appointed wing.
I'll chato it and I'll send it to you.
Filter करके भेजेंगे वो, so you better be careful with the words. Please tell me, you guys, about the fact that this is we talk about the fact कि violence है, ये है वगैरह and all that. As women as well, it's very important when you add layers to the character, you'll add layers to the story as well. आप मुझे बताओ, how have you guys contributed in your own sweet ways to do that bit?
I think it's very important to lift any character with the right kind of support with the other characters. Talking about mine, I'm playing Amit Lodha's wife.
Yes.
That's Tanu Lodha. And through the entire journey of those 6-7 years that we have shown, if you see, there are lots of ups and downs that Amit goes through, lots of them, because he's not in a very easy position. He's dealing with a lot of difficult situations out there. It's not easy. हम सबको पता है, back in the 2000s, what Bihar, we've all read about it. So keeping that in mind, Tanu is she's like a pillar. She's his support. She is standing tall behind him, irrespective of whatever ups and downs are going on. So I think in order to have Amit be the way he has been, Tanu is very important.
And I think every time, you talk about whether you're single, relationship, kuch bhi ho jaye, I think the support of a woman is always needed, be it in the form of a mother, sister, girlfriend, partner, kuch bhi ho.
Yes, and in fact, I think I also understood the importance. We luckily had the privilege of interacting with Amit Lodha himself. And I remember when I spoke to him for the first time, he literally explained to me why his wife was so important in playing the role that she did. And that's why also I was just like, I'm so glad I have chosen to do this, because I think it's a very beautiful craft that we have.
I want to continue that part as well
Yes.
before I go to Aishwarya. You know, your character is someone who's like very power hungry, driven for power. मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए वगैरह. असली जिंदगी में also you're quite a hustler. You have achieved whatever you have little bit that you have achieved, and you're going to go forward as well. मुझे please बताओ ये जो celebrity status है, कभी आपने इसी चक्कर में because you have that power, कभी misuse किया in a fun way? चलो यार, मतलब you know maybe you have got into some situation, but no, I'm Aishwarya Sushmita, so you have to let me go. ऐसा कुछ situation कभी हुआ है? I think they're also very curious and interested.
Yeah, it's about a lot of things.
I am thinking about this question. कितना मतलब
काफी
घुमा के
question हो गया ये तो. I think as a character, definitely Meeta is someone who very driven by power.
Yeah.
And she knows how to exploit it and to use it in her own good way. Beautifully graphed, and she knows although she always wanted to educate herself. So वो ना उस education के उसमें वो कभी-कभी अंग्रेजी के शब्द use करती है. वो चाहती है. She wants to look like, you know, to be looked on. And but if you talk about me, I think I definitely am the opposite. I'm someone, even if I have power in my hand, I would never exploit it. I would rather, so exploitation would be
Very harsh.
not a right, it's a very harsh word, yeah. For me, I think I'm a very sweet person otherwise.
Down to earth.
Very
Down to
grounded,
earth.
very,
Yes,
very...
yes.
I can keep on adding the adjectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I would never exploit it. But yes, Meeta does. And she does it very smartly, even though her education is not as much as she was expecting it from herself. But she's a very smart woman in the series. And so is Aishwarya. So, so yes, there is definitely some sort of similarities. They're both hustler. And it's yeah.
You know, your character, you said that she's traveling with Amit over there to Bihar. Often what happens is that when women are like, you know, in a marriage, you know, what happens is that often maybe because of the decisions or the life situation of their husbands, their life also kind of, you know, revolves around that. You know, you don't really have that independence. Chalo, theek hai, my husband is having a transfer, so perhaps I also need to transfer. It's not often the other way around where, you know, maybe the woman has something and the husband is kind of like adjusting accordingly. वो ज़्यादा नहीं होता. So I think women, they are a lot about sacrifices as well. So in terms of real life sacrifices, अगर मैं कुछ आपको पूछूं कि that one sacrifice that you have done in life, which you're very proud of.
You know, it's difficult to say because I don't think I've made a sacrifice in my life. Sacrifice is when you feel like you want to do something, but you're giving it up to do something else, for whatever reason, to please somebody or for whatever reason. Touchwood, आज तक मैंने अपनी लाइफ में ऐसा कुछ sacrifice, if I have to say, कुछ नहीं किया है. Touchwood, I've been very, very lucky, very blessed. I wouldn't say it's a sacrifice, but maybe there were things I wanted to do while growing up, like maybe some extracurricular, like maybe learn how to dance or do something of that sort. But the kind of the kind of background we came from, it was all very academic oriented. So I never got the chance to do it. So if I have to say, if you're really putting me in the spot, I would say that yes, I sacrificed probably picking up an extra skill in order to make sure that my parents are happy that I'm, concentrating on academics.
But you know, God has been very kind. आपने तब डांस नहीं सीखा, which is a Bosco Martis ने आपको अभी.
I have to say.
All praises for you when I did that chat and episode.
Yes,
it was
yes.
all praises. कि Nikita doesn't, dance doesn't come to her naturally, but she has worked so hard. And I can literally send you the video as well.
I'm glad.
Documented proof.
भेज देना, इसके बाद भेज देना. I will actually like to see it.
You know, Shraddha, it's been some time that I've known you and I've seen, the kind of stuff that you have done. I heard the last time जब मैंने आपसे बात किया था, you told me I remember very clearly that, there were stuff where you have had difficult periods, where you have been stereotyped as well. And वो stereotyped image से बाहर आके to work has been very difficult, and it gets all the way more difficult for women. I do personally feel that. So वो आपने किया, now that you're getting good stuff offers as well, and I hope कि इसके बाद जाके वो ज़्यादा double, triple और ज़्यादा हो जाए. But वो जो period था between that stage, like you coming out of that negative zone, or I would say not so good zone, to this zone where touchwood you're getting offers, वो बीच वाला दौर कैसा था? How have you handled your emotions and everything that way?
Oh God, okay. So yes, I was stereotyped in the South, and I used to get a lot of glamorous roles initially for many years. And then I think the key is to saying no. When I came in initially, when you're new and you do not have so people who are, say, a Miss India or have a filmy background, they have a lot of choices. So when I came in, I did not really have choices. So whatever I got, I kept doing it, and I kept working, and I kept working, and I think I must have done 30, 35 films like that. But in between, what I started doing is that I was not happy at the end of the day because I was just feeling like a wallflower in a movie, or but although it did give me a lot of popularity for sure. But I wanted to change
Creatively,
that.
you were not.
Yeah, after a point of time, then you don't want to keep doing that. So then I started saying no to a lot of big things that were coming to me, especially in the South, because I've worked more there. Luckily in Hindi, I've done all the roles that I've done, or the 6 films that I've done. Everything has been completely different, and they've all been challenging. I don't know how I get those kind of roles here. So I did that in the South, and then I started getting the kind of work that I wanted. And now I'm at a place where I can choose. So yeah. So that period, I've never really made this to be my complete life. I have a life beyond this as well. So when I take that gap, or when that gap happens, it does affect me, but not to that extent, because I do a lot of other things, yeah.
So the life is not centered around that, so you can...
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Blessing in disguise, of course. Let me ask you this one thing. Of course, whenever people start getting their due share of popularity, uske baad se to things get very, touch wood, comparatively easy hota. There's still a lot of struggle, of course, but tends to get easier than what it was before. Often at times, मैं अगर सच बात बोलूँ तो just कुछ दिन पहले मैंने देखा कि this one popular actress who's like popular, like a lot of people know, but not that very popular, like say B-town A-lister. So she came to an award show. The media was there, the paparazzi was there, they were shooting, but then wo aayi, so they just turned the cameras away. So they turned the cameras away, they did not give her the attention, just because maybe she was starting out at that point of time. I want to know, ऐसा कोई discrimination या ऐसा कोई moment you have had in your life that really broke your heart, या फिर ऐसा कुछ हुआ which literally motivated you कि नहीं, just because of this thing, I want to work harder and one day I want to get recognized that way. ऐसा कुछ हुआ है आपके साथ?
I think काफ़ी बार हुआ है, क्यों नहीं होगा? अगर उनके साथ हुआ है तो हमारे साथ भी होगा. But yes, definitely you're right, and it happens. I think it's not a struggle, to be honest. I would rather call it a process. आप पैदा लेते हो, आप सीधा उधर नहीं पहुँचते. It's a process of a growth also.
Until unless you're born in that kind of a family, so वो तो अलग बात है.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely privileged if you...
कोई doubt नहीं है.
Okay, yes, absolutely. But yes, I think it's a process, I would rather say. And with your determination and everything, I think even the media, and be it anyone out there, they all watch you, they all have an eye on you. And if you are doing well, and if you are making an effort to get somewhere, I think they all notice. And you get noticed eventually, no matter what. So yes, I think it's a process, and you have to be thick-skinned in this industry. It is something which can affect you, and I think I'm coming from fashion. I'm coming from as a model. I think that's one of a place which can really affect you in a way, in such ways, because you get to it's pretty much cosmopolitan. You get to meet every sort of people, every kind of people, and if you won't be thick-skinned, if you won't be strong-headed, I think you won't get ahead in life. So I think it has basically grilled me up, and it was a drill for me to get here also from that background. And yes, I think it has helped me, and it doesn't let me affect much as it can easily affect other people also. So I think the key is to just stay headstrong and just enjoy the moment. I think I just enjoy, even if the camera is there. If it's not there, it doesn't matter. You have to enjoy life. It's just a short life.
But upset जरूर रहेगा. ये तो मतलब मैं manifest करूँ. A lot of hopefully others as well will also manifest the same.
Can I just add something to that? I just feel like there are a lot of award functions we do go to, especially for me to there only. So I think being really realistic about where you're at and accepting what is the work that you've done, and being realistic about your own place.
Yeah,
then it will not hurt you. It will not
correct.
hurt you.
Acceptance is the key.
When you accept it, that this is where I'm at, so I can't expect.
You can't be delusional कि मैं ये हूँ.
Yes, not being delusional. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think people basically, everyone should be sensitive enough about it, that if you're giving such attention to
you can't expect people.
It's all about what you think in your head.
That's true. Acceptance is the key, and it will take you far.
That's the key to all sorts of doors, and I believe that's quite correct. आप तीन बताओ please. I don't know, before shooting आप लोग एक दूसरे को जानते थे कि नहीं, दोस्त थे कि नहीं, क्या था?
जी नहीं.
So ये कहाँ हुआ? Because अभी मैं देख रहा था shoot के पहले भी काफी दोस्ती है and everything, वो दिख रहा है. That bonding, वो आप काम करने के बाद बोलो या whatever. So what was that one trigger point जहाँ पे लगा कि नहीं, they're equally crazy or mad like how
I think our last time we we had one more session of promotions. That's where all three of us have met for the first time. We have gotten introduced to each other's characters. But I think the good part is हम तीन ही नहीं, even जो बाकी के लोग हैं, बाकी की जो कास्ट है, पहली बार था जब हम सब एक साथ थे. काफी अच्छा connection है. There was no tension. There was no.
There was tension because we didn't know each other.
No, but otherwise,
you knew.
Okay, wait,
I knew
don't take the credits away from
but
us.
I'll tell you what, Netflix did something very smart. What they did is they made us play these games. They said इन लोगों को टीम में बांटो और फिर इनको लड़ा दो. छोड़ दो. अपने आप they'll get along, which I think worked well in our case.
Netflix has always been the front runner when it comes to this is not a paid line. मैं सच बात बता रहा हूँ, दिल से आया ये चीज. But guys, thank you so much for joining us for this lovely episode. I wish you guys all the best for Khakee, the Bihar chapter, and all sorts of chapters that you go ahead in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful interview.
Pleasure. That's a wrap on the Bollywood Talk Show today on IWMBuzz. Guys, we'll see you again with another interesting episode very soon. Please do go and watch Khakee, the Bihar chapter. Date bata do, please.
25th November.
Note down the date, 25th November. It is only on Netflix. Thank you so much.